Since the beginning of time, mankind has had a strategy to survive and succeed, working in teams. To be able to work in teams, the concept to secure that is called leadership. And that has fascinated for a long time. And I think, or I hope, you're also interested in practical leadership, since most of you already are leading projects, work groups, and other things, and maybe in near future will have a position running a small department or company. More than 55 years ago, I started to play handball as a little kid. I was interested to be in a team, somewhere where you can be with friends. I wanted to score goals, and I wanted to win games. The success was easy to measure. I continued to be very interested and determined to do my best in handball. So after some time, hard work and luck, I was able to be part of many successful teams. I was able to be in teams that won the Swedish national championship 5 times. I was a professional player in 3 countries, coach in 2 others, and my career peak was in the national team, where I participated in 3 World Cups, 2 Olympics, and the peak of that career was the World Cup final, 1990, Sweden against the Soviet Union. That was a remarkable experience. I will come back to that. After my handball career, I continue to explore this about leadership. Developed together with my team another kind of concept to lead, since I saw increasingly over time a lot of things that were very peculiar, weird. I saw in sport, but also later as being part of this team working with leaders all over the world, 53 countries and hundreds of companies later, I saw the same thing in the working life. Leaders, in order to help the team to produce, to be successful, screaming, yelling, scaring, pushing, humiliating. Even a couple of times I saw them slap people in the face. That's really weird. The outcome would possibly be the worst ever, and not at all supporting the original idea about a concept that helps teams to align, coordinate, and utilize the full skill set of all members in the team. That must have been the original idea, to be in teams. So, how does a different kind of leadership look like? Something you may consider when you choose your path. You know, the good news is we all know. And moreover, we all agree. I had the priceless possibility to be in all these countries, meeting a lot of people, and I asked them, what kind of environment do you need to perform your best? And I got a specific answer. And I think it's similar. You can go to your employer or future employer's homepage and click your ways to the value words or principles. What do they write there? Involvement, diversity, fairness, trust and respect, empowerment, and support. Isn't that really weird that we ended up in a situation that leaders are doing the opposite? So, understand this. How could we end up in a situation when the whole world, if you don't disagree, sees this is a desired state when I can do my best, and the poor people, poorly trained, they're trying to help us in doing the opposite? To understand this, I need you to follow me back in history. Thousands of years. And go through the concepts you can choose amongst. The first concept of leadership must have been, I assume, pure violence, right? The biggest guy hit the other ones and then was able to determine what they had to do. Let's skip that for a while, even if it nowadays seems sometimes it pops up again. The second, a little bit more civilized way, you can call it authoritarian leadership. You remember the idea that the concept of leader should be to align, coordinate, and help everybody in the team to contribute. But if you can't do it, you have to shortcut. So this is a shortcut. Due to ranking, generals, position, experience, know-how, or your family, one person is allowed to take the lead in the team, right? And thanks to this position, knowing the best always, have the right answers always, the concept is give orders, instructions to the team, and they should obey. It's simple as that. Look around, it still exists. The idea is to have scale economy of the leader's fantastic mind and make people do as he or she wants. That leads definitely to a working environment where people are seen as passive, non-willing, non-innovative, and a lot of non-things. So, if you see this every day, you think, hey, I need to tell them, otherwise they don't do anything. That's one choice. The second one, now 70 years old, you can call that result orientation, target setting. It started with a book of a management guru called Peter Drucker, 1954, Management by Objectives. I hope you didn't have it in your course yet. It's the idea that you have to figure out a little bit more in depth, what do you want to put a target on people so they do as you want? Spice it up with a little bit of bonus or maybe a follow-up, and you can see how people really are. Selfish, egoistic, trying to follow their agenda, blaming each other if they don't succeed, and always put myself in front of the team. So, no wonder that we are in a situation where we have a full overview of what we want to achieve, but we do the opposite as leaders. So, what can you then do differently? How does a leadership concept look like that provide us, remember the homepage? Empowerment, fairness, trust and respect, commitment, diversity. Let me show you a little bit what kind of concept we can have behind such an idea. This is a very simple picture. It is a room. It is a symbol. You get it? It's a symbol of a team. Or the way a team decides the direction, or even how the meeting looks like when the team is deciding the direction. As you see, the room has no door, only 4 windows, also a symbol for we have different views. Maybe that was the reason we need diversity. If we all had the same view, we don't need it. So, let's take this as also a description how to do this. The person A at the left has a certain view around maybe solving a problem, colored by his or her education, personality, gender, age, success, I don't know. You have a unique view, correct? That's my view. The thing is, I only see the kitchen in the upper right corner and the computer corner, and the closest ones are invisible for me. So I believe, you and me, I'm right. I see it. There are no other views. So as long as I talk to myself, there's obviously a very good concept. But that's not the word, right? Teams are more than one. So we have other people also symbolizing different. Could be 4, could be 20. The fact is they also have a view, same as mine, but different. And that person, you and me, also believe we are right in this specific question. That is a fact. People's views are complementary to each other. So if you can't handle it, you end up in shitty concepts. Let's go back to authoritarian. How do you solve this? If you have a team, this is a fact, and you have to go forward. You choose one window and let that person say, this is how it looks like, and this is the solution. The views of others are not respected or honored. Bad business. If you go to the result-oriented, the concept that these target guys are looking for, what get measures get done, KPI, all these things, just feed people to stay in their own window and try to find solutions built on my own view. What will end up in that meeting? They fight who is right. I think you already witnessed in your work life or at school, group works when people, normally two similar, always the same guys, start to argue, and then they can argue for hours and ruin your whole meeting, your whole group work, because they are fighting who is right. It's given, even all over the place, even in young generation and older generation, that is ends up if you have a bad concept. So, it comes without saying what is the real thing, right? How do you utilize this? Because we agree, I assume it's a fact, we have different views. First of all, I need to honor all views in my team by asking, what do you see? And you will probably cover all parts of that room, the corners and the middle dining table. I do this without discussions or comments, because you don't simply listen if you are commenting and discuss. Go around the room, asking for the views, and you don't need to agree, it's just realize what people see, and then the next loop you can say, because we now expand our big picture, right? All of us are having a benefit to see other views, which makes us think a little bit. I can say, oh, the big guy is not that stupid. He sees things I can't see. And we start at least to feel how we can complement each other to build a solution together instead of fight who's right. So, in reality, how can it look like? Let me take you back to 8th of March 1990. You know the World Cup final? 8th of March is 2 days before the game. And you're my team now. Let be Sweden. I'm the boss, the coach, and I give you 3 concepts that will help you perform your best. You must imagine that you're a player. Number 1, I do it authoritarian-wise. The boss, think about how the player should play. I don't even have a meeting. I take you play by player and tell you, this is what you're going to do, and this is how you're going to do it. Get it? If not, that was the concept of the Soviet Union, guys. The middle one is almost a little bit weird. That is, hey guys, we're going to play the Soviet Union's in 2 days. I have prepared the game plan. I would like to convince you that I'm right. Do you agree? Good. I will give you a target. 27-23. Good luck. Do a little bit more. Don't miss the goal. Don't allow any turnovers. No technical errors. You can guess how it looks like. Just all over blurry things that you leave no one with a clear picture. So hopefully the team, the player, go home and figure out how to do it on their own, because this won't help them at all when it comes to crunch time. But the third concept. You get it? Coach, player. The first thing I will do in my preparation meeting 2 days before the game is, hey guys, you know what? You played the Soviet Union before, right? Otherwise you won't sit here. Write down how are they playing. Because now I can start to build a common picture of what they do. And you will see something, use them different, third thing, fourth thing, right? And it's my duty to make you listen to each other so we expand a solid foundation for how can we now, in the second step, decide what does it mean to our game plan. Should I do the same? Ask everyone? Of course, because now things start moving. And we could find the dining table, right? By saying we agree on this one, and this one, and this one. And that is what we're going to concentrate when we go out in 2 days to play this fantastic game against them. I don't need to ask which one of these concepts will help you to perform the best. Or in your life, at work or at university, you have group works, right? If you don't want another time have a group work where one guy get the feeling and start to distribute tasks and say, do this, do that, because, the ambiente in the team will not be great. Nobody will pay attention and just do it for the sake of it. So we even amongst us have the same thinking. I know better, let me tell you what to do. Or the second one, you see the guys in your group work that already before you start make up their mind what the solution look like, and then they start to fight. Ignoring the ones that doesn't raise their voice. You have a meeting with 5 guys, 6 guys, 2 guys, or it's 2 hours, ping pong back and forth, and you leave frustrated, go down to have a beer in the bar. If you don't want to do that, let me give you an advice. Next time you are in a group work, try to do this. Number 1, let's say you have the task to investigate a certain company's development the last 20 years. The first step is to create a common picture by asking all members of the team, for example, please write down what is your idea that we need to deliver in this work. You don't need to agree because the pure benefit is that you see the different things. That you see something I don't see, I can agree anyhow. The second loop would be to say, okay, built upon what we all said, what are the 3 things we need to fix to be successful? And the third round would be to say, go around, ask everybody, don't discuss, just collect until you have expanded the view on everyone, and at the end you can go for the dining table. What can we agree upon to start with? Go another loop, ask what is your proposal that we should do until next time, make it small, go home, be back in 2 weeks, review what you have done and repeat the same again. You are probably in a position where you are trying to find out your way. If you really get it that you're going to lead things soon, you have to choose your path. If you don't want to end up in the authoritarian and the fighting infighting in the teams, I will give you a recommendation or advice. If you learn to ask open questions and involve your team to solve them, you will have extremely good chances to create a team that have superior power to solve problems. Not only that, you will have fantastic working culture since we all trust and respect. Listen to each other, try to find common agreements and honor each other's views. And that would be the first step, a really big step for you to master how to use the full potential of a team. Thank you.